It was a sunny day in Brazil. Farmers, dressed in loose garments and big sun hats, are planting acres and acres of sugar cane across the fields. The farmer's job is important because sugar canes are in high demand, and so they kept planting every day. Thus, Alex was born. He was just an ordinary sugarcane like the others, but he had big dreams and aspirations in life. He even wants a love life, but his friend Carlos keeps putting his dreams down, saying that he will never find a love life because it's impossible. All sugarcanes are just the same. But all changed one day when he saw this very pretty sugarcane, who was right in front of him. She was unlike the others. She was the tallest of them all, with very white grass-like leaves and feathery flowers all up at the top. All the other sugarcanes were in awe of her beauty. Carlos proceeded to dare Alex to take a chance with this unique sugarcane. So Alex gathered the courage and proceeded to talk to her.
Hey, what's your name?
I'm Alyssa.
Ooh, what a pretty name.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you look just as pretty on the outside as you are on the inside, girl. So, what makes you different from from the rest of these sugarcane?
Well, I was born as a genetically modified organism.
Genetically... what now?
Let me tell you about genetically modified sugarcanes like me. I wasn't born in the natural way. I'm a test tube baby. I never knew who my real parents are. I was raised by people whom I am not flesh related. All I knew is that I was made by scientists to serve a special purpose, saving the future generations.
And what do you mean by that?
Before I came to live in this world, a lot of children in the place I grew up die before fulfilling their missions in life as a sugarcane.
That's kinda sad, but how is that possible?
Our town was plagued with unknown and deadly diseases. They developed me to become the key to saving the future sugarcanes.
How could that be?
They used momentous advancements in science to alter my genetic makeup right before I was conceived. Unlike a normal sugarcane, I do not experience being viciously affected by viruses, fungi, bacteria, insects, and drought. I also have a unique tolerance to herbicides and salt.
Alex was so amazed by what he had heard. He was aware of the dangers that those things could do to a normal sugarcane. His interest and attraction in Eliza grew even much stronger. After their first meeting, they both knew they found a special friend in each other. They continued keeping in touch as days and months passed by. Unknowingly, they both fell in love with each other and eventually decided to marry. However, when Alex introduced Eliza to his parents, who were very conservative, things did not go too well. It was apparent that his parents didn't like Eliza due to the fact that she was different from them. They wanted Alex to leave Eliza, but this wasn't enough to overcome the strength of their love for each other. Alex thought of eloping and living somewhere else to start their own family. Years have passed, but they still weren't able to make a baby. So they decided to ask for the help of scientists who raised Eliza to have their test tube baby.
In the same laboratory in Brazil where Eliza was raised, Alex and Eliza began the process of creating their test tube baby with the help of scientists. A few of Eliza's defining features are her physical appearance, her antibiotic resistance gene AAD, and her tolerance to herbicide AAD1 and to viral disease AC1, which is the scientist's gene of interest due to a recent epidemic of viruses spreading to the sugarcanes. The scientists took a copy of Eliza's unique genes by extracting them from her, then transferred them to a test tube. The same was done for Alex, although he has no special genes. The scientists have now created a gene construct containing Eliza's antibiotic resistance gene AAD, tissue-specific promoter sequence, transgene AC1, and the stop sequence. The scientists decided that for the test tube baby to become stronger, they added a foreign gene of coleopteran insect resistance that was taken from BT corn into the test tube mixture. The scientists say that this will help the new sugarcane plant to be free from being eaten by beetles and other insects now that their genes are collected into the test tube. They were injected into an ordinary sugarcane. It was freshly cut from an already grown sugarcane and ready for plantation. Agrobacterium was used as the vector of genetic material to transfer itself to the plant. With the foreign genes and unique genetic makeup, the sugarcane is now a genetically modified organism and will grow to be stronger and healthier. The genetically modified sugarcane was given to the farmers and thus planted into the field. The scientists underwent a field trial to observe the growth of the new sugarcane and monitor its status. Alex and Eliza thanked the scientists for all their help as they began waiting for their baby to be born.
I can't wait for our baby to be born.
Me too.
The two patiently waited for their baby to sprout from the ground. With his new GM technology, he will be an improved version of Eliza, perhaps even better. Alex fell asleep while waiting, but finally, a little stem sprouted.
Honey, look! Our baby has come.
Aw, he looks so cute.
What should we name him?
I know a good name. How about Andrew?
A wonderful name indeed.
The field trials showed that even Andrew was exposed to Eldana, a pest that causes most damage. He resisted it compared to other normal sugarcanes. Samples were also taken from Andrew to observe in the laboratory. Results showed that Andrew produced more sugar than a normal sugarcane, which can be then used for ethanol production or in the food industry. All characteristics desired for Andrew was successfully done and testings verified it. A year has passed and now Andrew had grown into a strong sugarcane. He was different like Eliza. Thanks to his GMO technology, he was stronger, wiser, and healthier than all the sugarcanes ever to exist on this world. At an early age, he wanted to become a businessman. Now, he is already making a name for himself in the food and energy industry.
One night, during their dinner, Andrew noticed some unusual things in his father's physical appearance. He looked very sick and showed different signs of disease.
Dad, are you guys okay?
Fine. We just need the meds, that's all. Don't worry about us, son.
Upon reflection, he remembered the scenario where he was comparing his products to that of his father and noticed some unusual indications. He identified difference in size, color, taste, smell, and other traits in the sugarcane. He realized then the resemblances of those markings to what his parents have. They are experiencing the same conditions, but his father is being affected in a different way. He is easily affected by pathogenic organisms, sensitive to sudden changes in the weather, and other factors. By that time, Andrew was already thinking that there must be something different from him to his father, which is basically that he has a different genetic makeup that makes him still healthy while his father became sick given the same conditions. Andrew then mustered up the courage to talk to his father about the problems he was having.
Dad, Mom, you know I'm concerned about the both of you.
Alright, I suppose we should tell you the truth. We're getting sicker by the day. But you and I are very different. You were born a healthier sugarcane than I was. But you don't have to worry about me. I'm old and I've lived my life. What matters to now is you and your future. I only want you to live as good a life as I did. Go on, my son. Make your father proud.
But it hurts me to see you suffering like this. I know how happy you guys are for me and my achievements. But without both of you ever meeting, I would not have existed as the special sugarcane I am today. The two of you would not have loved each other as much as you do now. And I want to thank you for supporting me ever since.
My son, you will always be our precious little GM Sugarcane.